Hey, it's Lauren. Thank you for joining me for this video. It's a favorites video, as you could tell from the various title and thumbnail indicators. It's been a minute since I sat down here and did a favorites video, so got a lot of things to talk about. So I'm just gonna get into it, starting with this guy in my hand. This is the MOA the Green Bomb. I picked this guy up at the Indie Beauty Expo. If you saw that video, I'll have it linked if you're curious. But yeah, MOA stands for the Magic Organic Apothecary. This is a UK-based green skincare brand, and the Green Bomb is supposed to be like an all-purpose kind of healing and calming balm. So it has like the star ingredients are tea tree and yarrow, and it's based in, I believe, coconut oil. Is that right? Yes, it's based in coconut. So it's supposed to be a multi-purpose balm that, like with the tea tree, like very you know, antibacterial and kind of like cleaning aspect that tea tree kind of has, and then yarrow, which is very like healing and soothing, so those two combined. So it's supposed to be like something you can use on dry skin, bug bites, like scrapes. You can also use it as like a moisturizer, as a cleansing balm, and pretty much used it in all of those regards. I've used it like a spot treatment for breakouts and stuff like that, and it's been a really great guy. I've loved this. I've used it for all of its purposes. It has a phenomenal texture, just exquisite, like lush. It looks kind of like a sorbet, like a froyo, and it has a very like tea tree green smell to it that I really like. So before I move on to the rest of the beauty bits and skincare bits, I wanted to give mention to this tote bag by Cinder Leather. This is a hand vegetable tanned, hand stitched, hand formed leather purse bag. I'm having a hard time with words again, but they are dear friends of my husband's. They are based out of New Mexico, and he actually went out there and filmed and edited, created a video for them as a Kickstarter campaign that just launched. I think they're almost halfway to their goal, but I wanted to put that in here if you were on the market for a new leather purse, leather bag, like a satchel or like a wallet. They have all of these different tiers of amounts of pledging that'll get you these different items. Yeah, they're just trying to get off the ground to make making things their livelihood. So I'm gonna link them down below. They really do a very respectful job of the leather goods that they make that really capture a lot of beauty and uniqueness. You know, no two items look alike. And the video that my husband created is really beautiful. Proud of him. And yeah, just thought I would put that in there for you guys to check out if you're so interested. Okay, so back to the stuff. Thank you for that. I have a few other skincare guys I wanted to talk about. This one was in like a skincare haul I did around the beginning of the year. This is the Aesop Purifying Facial Exfoliant Paste. This is a chemical and a physical exfoliant, so it has lactic acid, and then it has very like finely ground quartz in it, and I love this stuff. It is like smells of rosemary and sage, and I'll only use this every like maybe a couple times a week because it is more of like a rather abrasive physical exfoliant, but it does have the lactic acid, which gets along really well with my skin, and I've just been seeing very glowy, smooth skin while using this. Makeup goes on really nice. I will actually take a little bit more of a generous portion and not only use it on my face, but I'll bring it all down on my body as well. It does a really good, like, you know, I try and treat my arms, my chest, and my back similar to my face because I get similar redness and breakouts there. So this has also helped there. Really nice. Love this guy. This was suggested by a few of you guys when I was like, what should I get at Aesop? I've never tried anything, and this is the thing that got a few nods, and I like it, so thank you for that. And then I have two guys from Jordan Samuel. I know I've talked about like both of these probably a million times, but they've been very much like little saviors this last month or so. If any of you guys follow me on Instagram, I posted on stories. I've developed this new thing where I get allergic reaction eczema on my eyes and under eyes, and out of nowhere. I'm not entirely sure what's causing it. I thought it was a cosmetic thing, but then I went a few days without wearing makeup and it came back. So I don't know what it is, but I used several different things, some different eye creams that I had. I looked up some things and I even went out and bought some stuff, and they worked for the most part here and there, but it really didn't get to like a soothing part until I started layering both of these. So this was actually suggested to layer Jordan Samuel Hydrate, and then I think it was the Nivea cream. Somebody suggested that, and I got a lot of suggestions on the Nivea cream, which that just didn't really like sink in, and something about it kind of like irritated my eyes. So this helped. And one of the things I read to help with eczema is to use aloe, and this is like aloe based. But then I got out the Étoile Facial Oil that had been like kind of made its way to the back of my cupboard, and I was like, I need to use you again. And yeah, just the combination of these two, I know they're not designated for being on like the eye, like under eye or the eyelid, but they worked really well. Started to heal, stopped hurting and itching, and went away for now. So yeah, thank you, Jordan Samuel. I love it if you came out with an eye cream or a sunscreen, but specifically an eye cream, because those, although they're not like eye stuff, they worked really well. And then for a fragrance love, this is the Glossier U Solid, and this comes in this really great like satisfying swivel metal container, very similar to the Lila B containers, but this thing would be amazing for travel because it's a solid, so it's not gonna leak in your purse, and it's like so compact, but it weighs a positive ton. So I took it with me like a couple of times out into the world, and it quickly made all of my handbags weigh way more than I wanted them to. So now it's relegated itself to being a desktop only guy, but still really love it. I like the Glossier U fragrance, definitely a fragrance that grew on me, and I like this Perfume Solid because I like perfume solids, and it just layers really well. I find that perfume solids, if you kind of want to layer up your fragrances using a solid and then a spritz, works really well. And it just kind of, I don't know, there's something about like a perfume solid that seems to mesh into your skin more. Like it kind of becomes, instead of something that feels like it's laying on top, it's kind of like something that's apart. Probably makes zero sense, but that's how I feel about it, and it smells really nice. So yes, it's been a favorite. And then I have a few makeup guys that I want to talk about. Two nude lipsticks that I have been wearing in rotation with probably Glossier Cake, which was in my last favorites video, so I didn't pull it out, but been on a nude lip kick, which I feel like I've been wearing these guys for the last 2 months, even mixed in with Glossier Cake for like the last 3 or 4 months. So I'm due to be over them and probably get really into bright since we're getting into spring. But nonetheless, these have been the two guys that I've been super into. This first one, this is Super Cindy from Charlotte Tilbury, and it's this really pretty like peachy matte nude, and it lasts a really long time. It's matte, but not like, it doesn't like skid. It's a pretty comfortable matte. And then this one is Lancome. This is 277, Lancome 277. And this is like a cool toned, like brownie rose nude. It's really lovely. And I actually have these two mixed together. And this one I've used quite a lot. You can tell because of how far down it is into the bullet, but it is actually more of like a satin, extremely creamy hydrating formula. So with that, I always find like creamy satin lipsticks go way faster than matte lipsticks. But yeah, I mixed these two together today, and it's been one or the other, or Glossier's Cake, that have been living in my purse lately. So I love those guys. A couple other makeup dudes, all that kind of create a very glowiness onto my face. This first one is the Hollywood Flawless Filter. This is a new launch from Charlotte Tilbury. I got it in number one, fair pale, and I know a lot of people thought that the Flawless Filter was going to be like a foundation, because it came in a range of shades, and it's kind of more like a skin tint highlighter. You can use it as a primer. The wording on it is very strange, like the versatility of a primer and the illumination of a highlighter. It's, you know, very Charlotte Tilbury. But I actually really like using this at the very end of my routine. You know, you can use it if your skin's really good, just like as a skin tint, or you can use it underneath makeup as a primer, or you can use it as like a very like subtle highlighter. But I actually kind of like using it at the very end of my makeup. So after I've done everything, after I've powdered all of it, I'll then take the giant doe foot and just like dot it all over, and then I'll take a brush and rub it all out. And it it creates that filtered-esque look that's very, very glowy, but it's not looking like too shimmery or sparkly. If anything, it's been like kind of my shortcut to doing that glass skin trend that's going around, where you really like illuminate and plump up your face. Because this has that like kind of filtering qualities, putting it on at the end just really creates that airbrushed effect. Kind of like, it almost is when the Hourglass finishing powders, you know how they can do that sort of like finished airbrushed effect at the end? This is almost like a cream finishing powder. Yeah, so I've really been loving that guy. And then these two cream products, this is the RMS Living Luminizer Quad. It's based off of the Living Luminizer highlighter, which is one of my favorite highlighters. And that actually highlighter isn't in this. All of these are based off of the Living Luminizer. So you have the Luminizer Nude, which is like kind of bronzy, the Luminizer X, which is like, it almost is kind of chunky, so I don't use this one that much. Then you have the Champagne Rosé and the Champagne Fizz. And the Champagne Rosé has been like the one I've been going for the most, as well as the Luminizing Nude. These two have been my go-to. The only problem is this thing gets like super messy really quickly, and it's kind of hard to keep like looking nice, but really pretty. I love RMS for their highlighters, so this was a nice little treat. I actually got this way back in December, and I never I don't know if I've used it in a video or talked about it, but this has definitely been in my everyday routine. And another guy that I have busted out recently, this is the 1/1 Duotone in Rare Poppy. 1/1 is a Los Angeles based makeup brand that I've had a little bit of a love affair with for a while now. And I mainly used, I can't remember the one that I normally use, but it has like a red toned blush, but I've been very much leaning towards orangey kind of peach toned blushes lately. There's the one from Hourglass that I love that I've been reaching for a lot, and then Ultra Summer, I think that's the name, from CLE. I've been kind of switching between those, and I remembered that I had this guy, so I've been using the peachy guy on my cheeks, and then the bronzer all over my face. They're like nice, lightweight, easy to blend, creamy products that just look really super dewy and natural, and this is a natural brand that I really like. So that's all for the beauty bits. I actually wanted to talk about some of my media favorites. I tossed that into a video not too long ago, and people liked that, so I'm going to talk about them again. Two TV shows that I have been super into. One is Atlanta, the Donald Glover show. It is amazing. Binge watched the whole first season. Second season is on again. Really great, absurdist, awkward comedy that also like gets you in the gut. Just excellent writing, great show. The Magicians, I binge watched it in, I'd say the beginning of February, and I watched the first few episodes and I hated it. I thought it was god awful. I thought all the characters were terribly written, just awful people. And yeah, I watched a couple episodes and I was like, no thank you, I'm done with this. And something came over me, and a couple days later I was like, I'll give it another try. And something happened. I got over the hump, and the writing got better. The characters became like more than archetypes, and it just became this fun weird world, which is what I was in the mood for. I love me a good sci-fi channel show, and it's funny, and just, it's a fun world to get sucked into. So that's been really fun. Another thing that I've been loving is I think it's called Mythology and Fiction Explained. It's a YouTube channel that I've been super into. I kind of shelved watching beauty videos for a while, and I've been mainly watching that channel when I get ready in the morning, and it's like 3 to 7 minute videos kind of breaking down and telling the story and kind of sharing the history around different figures in mythology, like Greek, you have like Japanese, you have Native American, you have African, just like different areas talking about myth and legends. So that's been really fun, and it's like educational, and I'm learning, but I'm also being entertained, and yeah, I've really been loving that. Thought I would toss that in there. And then Isle of Dogs. I saw Isle of Dogs a couple nights ago, and although I only saw it a couple nights ago, I loved it. Love me some Wes Anderson, and I love dogs. Dogs are the best. So yeah, that's everything that I have to share. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd love to know some of your favorites from this month, especially like media and TV favorites. I'd love to know what has been like your jam that you have been watching lately, because I need a new show. I've pretty much caught up on all of my things. I need a new one. I'm excited Westworld's coming back. And this is kind of been a new setup here, and I very like strategically tried to place myself in a way that hid the trash that is in my entranceway. Anyways, I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.